Lancers. Ladies and gentlemen, faculty and students, we welcome you to Friday Night Lights at Donovan Field here at Brother Gilbert Stadium for this evening's opening night non-league high school football matchup between the visiting Jaguars from Windham High School in New Hampshire and your Malden Catholic Lancers. Head coaches for today's game. For the visiting Jaguars, Mr. Jack Burns. And for your Malden Catholic Lancers, head coach is Mr. Joseph Gaffney. The following message is from the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association. We welcome everyone to this MIAA football contest. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's game. We would ask that everyone please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance this evening. Thank you. Could you please turn your attention to the 50-yard line where the captains for both teams will await the official's coin toss.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Be Big Live and our presentation of Malden Catholic Football, coming to you live from Malden, Donovan Field, Brother Gilbert Stadium, and the Lancers opening their season tonight at home, welcoming in Windham, New Hampshire, Windham High School. The Jaguars have made the trip down Route 93, and they come in 1-0 in the season. They've actually had 2 games under their belt. They had an exhibition game in Ireland in late August against a team from Florida, part of an international fellowship and sportsmanship event. And kids had a great trip, and then they won their opener last week against Timberlane in huge fashion, a big win. I believe it was 53-7. And they are ranked number 9 in New Hampshire, and they'll come in off a win over Malden Catholic last year up at Windham in a close game early in that season. Malden Catholic captains out for the coin toss. Number 3, George Rogers, the senior out of Reading, and number 58, Richard Avery, the senior out of Lynn, the co-captains for the Lancers. Try to get the captains for Windham for you as well. Looks like 55, 33, 58, and didn't get the last captain for Windham, but we'll see for the second half when they come out. 55 is Lucas Sweeney, the senior. 33 is Jake McHallock, another senior, of course, and 58 is Matt Kaburis. And we apologize for not picking up the number on the 4th captain, but we'll get that. We're joined by a couple of new guys to Be Big Live this year. Calling color for you tonight will be Michael Walsh, no stranger to Malden Catholic. Mike, welcome to the team.
Paul, it's a beautiful Friday night in Malden. It's time for high school football. Appreciate you letting me take a chance on this.
Exactly. It's Friday Night Lights, but we don't need the lights. And Andrew Peridot is here as well, and he'll be working alongside our production manager tonight, Colin Barkin. Always does an A-plus job doing the work of 3 people, so Andrew will kick in and help him. Right now we're going to pause and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. So Friday Night Lights is underway. We do not need the lights yet. They do have them on, but still a lot of sunshine left on a Friday evening in late summer here in eastern Massachusetts. 12-minute quarters, and Malden Catholic will get the ball on offense first as Windham won the toss and deferred to half number 2. And Michael, we can check who's back deep for the Lancers.
Looks like it's number 6, Bryce Summers, and number 9, Anthony Noble, back for the Lancers.
He'll get set to receive the kick from Brady Clementi, the junior, kicking specialist for the Jaguars. And the 2024 season for the Lancers about to get off to a start here, and it's great to have you with us here on Be Big Live. We thank Malden Catholic, Bill Raycraft, the athletic director, and Matt Blair, assistant athletic director, great friends of Be Big Live. Great to have us here. Ball comes down to about the 12-yard line. A good run back. There's a hole. And sprinting to the outside and down the sidelines and breaking away is number 6. It's Bryce Summers. Summers is going to take it all the way for a touchdown. No flags on the play. Malden Catholic starts with a bang just 11 seconds in, and they lead it 6-0.
Paul, could you drum up a better start for this season for the Lancers? I do not think so. Bryce Summers got a running start. The senior cornerback got stopped about at the 15-yard line, found a hole right up the middle, and the question was, could he beat down the sideline the final defender? And he could, and he just took his speed all the way down there. Man, 6-0 right out of the gate, just 11 seconds into the season.
Wow. I had it about 88 yards. They announced 82. You could go to the tape.
Number 33.
On to attempt the extra point here is David Azzolino. The Lancers shift into a more traditional set. Azzolino will get the kick away from the 10-yard line. And the 20-yard extra point is up and
Extra
good.
point attempt is good with 11 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Your Malden Catholic Lancers 7.
And Paul, just a quick note, really, as we see a little bit of a fluttering, but David puts it right through. David took over the kicking duties about midway through the season last year. He was a junior back then. He's a senior this year, and really took it with stride, and looks like he's got the kicking duties for the rest of the season, the senior, and puts it right through the uprights in a quick 7-0 lead for the Lancers.
Yeah, I'm sure David wasn't expecting to be put into service so quickly. Right off the bat.
He was still stretching on the sidelines.
So he'll get another chance here to work as he will kick it away for the Lancers from his own 40-yard line. And Windham a little bit stunned at the turn of events here. But they trail at 7-0, and they'll get their hands on the ball early in the first. Looks like number 31, Christopher Brearley, the deep man on the near side. It's a short kick, and it bounces loose. Ball on the turf, and Windham is able to cover up on that.
Would you say the bus ride and maybe a little bit of shell shock from Windham coming down all the way? Man, it was took a couple bounces, hit off a couple players, about the 30-yard line. Windham luckily to recover, and they'll begin their first drive here in Malden.
They will work from the shotgun, it looks like. Number 15 is Kevin Murphy. Looks to be setting up at quarterback. He's got one running back alongside. They've got a man in the slot to his right. One receiver wide each way. They give us to the fullback. And bursting through there is number 38. That is Matt Peary, the sophomore.
Hayden Tedesco on the carry. Brought down by number 12, Anthony Wadlin.
Paul, you're going to see a lot of old school triple option with these Windham Jaguars, really. And it was a give up the middle, a quick stop in there for the Lancers, which Richard Andrusano, also number 45. But you'll see a lot, kind of like the service academies, see a lot of that triple option RPO for Windham.
Murphy in the shotgun, man in motion. Murphy gives up the middle again, and nothing doing there as Peary is wrestled down there by number 8, Big Ben Howard.
You are not going to find a bigger game record, really, in high school football over the last 2 years than Ben Howard, number 8. And get his first action there for the Lancers, and it will be not the last time you call his name, Paul.
3rd and 4 in the first possession for Windham here, moving left to right. Early in the first quarter, but they trail at 7-0. The pitch is to Peary again. He goes wide, cuts it upfield, and he's close to a first down. I think he's got it. He made it across the 40-yard line out to about the 41 or 42. They're going to spot it on the 42, and it's a first down for Windham.
It was Anthony Wadlin who had the first shot at him right just before the 40-yard line. It was a quick juke move up the right, and that's what was really the move that was able to get that first down for Windham.
So they move the sticks. First pass attempt by Windham. They toss it down the left side. It goes out of bounds, incomplete.
Bryce Summers in coverage, and once again, Paul, it's that man again, Ben Howard. One-on-one coverage, beats his man, was right in the face of Murphy, the quarterback, and he just had to throw it away somewhere.
Cameron Williams was the intended receiver. He was set up on the left side. He comes to the right side here. He's the inside receiver on the near side. Michael Lisa, number 25, is on the outside. Brearley is the wing back to the right of Murphy. Man in motion. It's a sweep this way. And Malden Catholic able to stretch that one out. And first there on the tackle was Giovanni Pena.
Good job, really. And it was also number 10, Julius Patterson, the junior, who set that edge to make sure wasn't able to turn the corner, and then Pena picked up the rest.
Loss of maybe 3 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 13. Christian Zizza also there for the Lancers, number 44, the linebacker. Passing situation here. Murphy looks. Murphy tosses left side, and incomplete. Pass intended for Brearley. Good coverage over there, Michael.
Anthony Wadlin was on the coverage, and if you watch, that offhand, right hand a little bit, but not enough to warrant the flag. The official thought about it, but so good coverage by Wadlin right there. Played the ball the whole way.
It says 4th down, and they are not going into punt formation. Summers is back deep. And now Murphy will kick it. Almost a quick kick set, and he knocks it out of bounds inside the 30 at about the 25 or 26-yard line.
A little bit of a fluttering one on the right side there, but took a Windham bounce. And the offense for the Lancers will have their first drive of the season coming out, led, of course, by their quarterback and captain, George Rogers, and a pretty much beefed up offensive line, really. George is senior this year, been the starting quarterback for the past 2 years also, and a recent commit to Endicott College.
Endicott with a great athletic program up on the North Shore, and George will get a great chance to play up there. Ben Howard into the lineup at tight end on the near side. Anthony Noble, the wingback near side. Rogers sends Summers in motion. The give off left tackle on the trap play. Good pickup on first down yardage. Good for 5 or 6 yards.
Number 70, Hayden Ford, was the lead blocker right there, trying to give Summers some room. And it's really going to be this rushing attack that's going to try and set up the Malden Catholic passing game for Rogers and his receivers. They have a mixture of backs. Really, it's about a 3 halfback roll right there, making up for the loss of really one of the best players, Jaden Williams, from last year.
Tight double wing. The pitch back now goes to number 9, Anthony Noble, who cuts it off right tackle. Gets it close to a first down, and they move the change. So 2 carries on that tight wing T formation.
Yeah, this was really something, Paul, that they ran, not last year, but really 2 years ago. That Coach Gaff was trying to bring back, set up that rushing attack, and let's see if they look like they're going back to it again on first down.
They got big Kobe Cook at fullback right behind Rogers. And they give it a Cook who rumbles up the middle, puts his shoulder down, and picks up a good 5 or 6 yards on that first down carry.
Is there really anything more entertaining, Paul, in football than a big fella?
Yeah, it's Hayden Ford. You called it correctly. I had the number wrong there, Michael, but Hayden Ford, he wants the football.
I mean, really, why else would you not give it to him? I mean, who's going to stop him? But this is really a formation that wasn't really used a whole lot yesterday by Coach Gaff, but if you look in the early season, why would you go away from it?
I'll tell you, it's a great ball control offense. If they can pick up first downs and take 2 or 3 plays to do it every time and get those chunks of yardage, keeps your defense off the field as you're moving the ball down the field. Now they split out a couple of men wide to each side and just single back along with Rogers back there. That is number 22 into the game, Stephen Joseph Jr. Now man in motion on the sweep. They give us to Noble. He's got good yardage around right end, and he's got a first down for the Lancers.
You'll see a lot of this play, Paul, from the Lancers. Normally they run it on first down, if not the first or second play of the game. They waited until really the 8th or 9th play to unveil it. It's one of their most important plays that they run, really to just get something going for the offense. But they brought it out a little late in the drive, but it worked. Another first down.
Yeah, Anthony Noble shaken up on the play. He's on the field over there just on his own side of the 50-yard line.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the Lancers' next game, which will be away at Bedford High School next Friday evening.
Kathleen Gusiora over there attending to
Everyone to try to attend all
Anthony, the trainer.
and away games, and the Lancers appreciate the continued support. Thank you.
And Anthony is up and coming back across the field under his own power. That's good to see. Anthony, the senior out of Malden, has looked good running the ball so far.
It's normally not his real position. He'll oftentimes split out as a wide receiver. Most of the time, his real position is in the secondary on defense, but he's been working that run game great for the Lancers, also with, unlikely guys like Hayden Ford.
Back to Rogers in the shotgun. The pistol, as they call it. Short drop. First pass of the game is complete. Near side. On the reception is Matt Smith, fellow senior. So Rogers is 1 for 1.
I bet you if you would ask George, Paul, throughout the offseason, who's the guy you're looking for the most? He has such a connection with Matt that they're always walking around, always with each other. And it hasn't really translated normally to the football field, but this year he's asking a lot of Smith to really step up and be that number 1 option.
3 receivers split off the line, right. Rogers with the swing pass over the right side, and that one is to Smith again, and that's going to go for a loss of a couple. That one was covered well by Windham's defense there.
Yeah, no real, deception. Windham really understood. RPO, George could have stuck it with Steven, but swung it out to Wadland, and Windham was not fooled at all.
So they've got a 3rd and 6, first real tester for the offense here. Slot left near side is Wadland. Smith split wide to the left near side. Smith with the roll near side, throws on the run underneath to Wadland, and Wadland absolutely puts his shoulder down and picks up the first down.
Anthony Wadland.
Griffin Driscoll on the tackle for Windham, but not before they get a big gain and they're in business inside the 35-yard line.
It was one of the things, Paul, in the 3 scrimmages that I went and saw over the offseason. George, one of the things he really wanted to work on, that rollout pass, whether going across his body or to his strong side, he wanted to get better at completing that. There we see a good example of him doing so.
Strong formation to the right side, couple of blockers in there for the running back, and the pitch is back and trying to cut it over. Was that Ben Howard? Or actually, I think it was Trayvon Turner.
Trayvon Turner, really the speed back out of this backfield. Stevie Joseph, the power back, really something that they didn't have really last year. Had two speed backs, but Trayvon was really the number 2 back behind, of course, the star Jay Williams, who has since transferred on. Trey really trying to take that running back spot. He's a quick, elusive back and was able to get a good chunk of yards for the Lancers.
First offensive drive, and they run guys in and out. They've used a lot of people and gotten them in the game. That's a good thing. Second and short. Second and about 4 from inside the 30. Snap is high. They give it to Joseph. He's got some running room, and ankle tackle saved a big gainer there. Nice tackle underneath there by Matt Caboris of Windham.
Stevie, for those in the Malden Catholic community, is, if you're familiar with the state champion basketball program, one of the point guards on that team, trying out football this year, the power back. One broken tackle, he could have been gone.
He does pick up the first down, however, so 1st and 10 for the Lancers from the 23 of Windham, trying to add to the 7-0 lead. Back to that double wing formation. Short pitch now to goes to Summers, and Summers off left tackle on that trap.
Bryce Summer on the carry.
Windham's starting to understand this formation. Really, it's only going to go. They haven't really run a pass out of this, so it's either coming from the right or the left. The backs in the backfield. This time it was Summers. Windham able to keep their gaps and stop it for a little gain, if not no gain.
And it picks up a couple, 2nd and 2.
That brings up second down and
A second and rather a short 8, long 7, short 8. Sometimes you fake that pitch and give it to the other wing back going the other way. 3 receivers split wide to the right here on 2nd and 7. Rogers, short drop, looks. Now he's going to head up the middle, and he's taken down. A pocket collapse there.
George Rogers on the quarterback.
And a good play by Robert Hamway, number 52, the linebacker.
Robert coming off the right side there, almost ran past. George stepped up in the pocket trying to find somebody, but Robert came right back, knocked him down, and only loss of 1, 3rd down and 8.
So this is probably 4-down territory, considering where they are on the field. Ball sitting right on the 20-yard line. Rogers looks things over, brings a man in motion, gives to Joseph. Joseph is going to be taken down from behind on another nice play there by Hamway, 2 in a row.
Stevie Joseph on the carry.
They faked it to Wardland and gave it to Joseph. Good misdirection there, but that one was not going to fool the Windham defense there. And Joseph checks back in. We're under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 4th and 5 for the Lancers.
But this is what you talked about earlier, Paul, is that run game mixed with a little bit of short pass, chew that clock, really keep that defense rested. And this is the way that the offense wants to run from Malden Catholic.
Got single coverage up top. Smith is up there, Wadlin is up there. You might see a play action here, try to pick up this 5 yards. Instead, Rogers rolls. Now he throws into the end zone, and it's knocked away. He was trying to get it to Wardland, and good defense by Windham. Stops the drive, and the ball will turn over on downs to the Jaguars. 1st and 10 on their own 20.
It was Matthew Peary, the sophomore, on coverage on Wadlin. Understood the break, broke on the ball, wasn't taking any chances, knocks it down, didn't really try to go for an interception, really. And Windham will take over, but a long way to go for the Jaguars offense.
Yeah, they're on their own 17. I said 20. Ball moved mysteriously.
Tends to happen sometimes early in the season.
So the Lancers D back on the field. They held the first drive by Windham. The give is up the middle, and nothing doing there as they tried Michael Greerley, the sophomore, and he was smothered in the line. Led by big number 56 there, Giovanni Pena.
Yeah, Christian Ziza and Dermas Haptom also there for the Lancers. It was a 3-pronged stuff in the backfield. And this front 4 is a little big for the Lancers, but they're quick. So speed and size is really what they're going for, and they're the mainstay for this defense.
2nd and 12, and there's a sack. There's Ben Howard.
Number 8, Ben Howard with the
Big
sack.
sack on Kevin Murphy, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Ben Howard, one-on-one coverage on the outside, Paul, and you've been watching this kid for 2 or 3 years now. One-on-one coverage on the right side, just blows right by and knocks Murphy down to the ground. Ben has improved tremendously over his 4 years here at Malden Catholic.
Another big player on that state championship basketball team.
Absolutely.
3rd and about 1.5 miles here for Windham. And pass is knocked out of the air and taken down for a touchdown by Richard Avery.
By number 58,
Wow.
Captain Rich
I think Howard might have gotten a hand on that, but Avery got an early Christmas present and a touchdown.
Ben Howard again with the deflection in the end zone, and Avery, right spot, right time. He was coming. It was a screen setup for Windham. Avery was right behind Howard, and all of a sudden he looked up and, oh my God, there's a football right there for me. So, Paul, if you had your scoregami bingo, you got a kickoff return and an interception down near the end zone from Malden Catholic.
And now they go for 2 on a direct snap to Anthony Noble, and he runs it in off of, just outside the left end as they fake look the PAT kick, and they convert for 2.
This was the setup on the first PAT. One man under center, a wall set up to the left. They motioned in and just kicked the extra point. This time they catch Windham off guard, expecting that shift. Noble behind a wall and just waltz right into the end zone. 15-0 Malden Catholic early.
Wow. And Anthony Noble with a 2-pointer.
Paul, just a quick note on this Malden Catholic team. Last year, went up to Windham. It was a 20-19 win for the Jaguars. It was back and forth all the time. And you asked those players on Malden Catholic last year, there was a lot of feeling of the year before team's mindset of, oh, here we go again. You asked them after that game, they thought, things are picking up. This is not the same team. And now you look a year later, this is definitely not the same team from last year.
Azolino, a short kick down the right side. It's caught in the air. I believe that was number 34, Ryan Doherty, on the return.
Was returned by number 44, Chris Granacchia.
Well, they say 44, Chris Granacchia. Tough to see these numbers.
By number 41.
We're still battling some sunlight, but Paul, as you said, we are Friday night lights. It looks like the lights are coming on, so living up to their namesake. First quarter, 15-0 lead for Malden Catholic. The Windham offense was driving a little bit, but a pick in the end zone by Richard Avery, a opening kickoff return from Bryce Summers, and the Jaguars, who came in ranked number 10th in Division I New Hampshire football, are down surprisingly on the road here at Malden Catholic.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You couldn't, like you said, Michael, you couldn't script a better first quarter. The first play of the first quarter and essentially the last play of the first quarter, resulting in Malden Catholic touchdowns. And with that 15-0 lead, the Lancers will go on defense again here to open the second quarter. First down for Windham. Here's the pitch and the sweep wide. There's running room up on the other side of the field, and finally chased out of bounds by Luca Matos is, I believe, Alexander Aldrich, number 28.
It was number 28, Patrick McGavin, I believe, who tried to set the edge. He had a tackle, but running back was able to get on the edge and get a lot more yards on the play. There's that triple option, but this time, kept by Murphy, pitch to his running back, and a gain of a lot of yards at the 45. So first real signs of progress for the Windham offense.
Yeah, good misdirection play by the Jaguars, and they've got a first down. Play action. Murphy tosses across the middle. It's complete to Cameron Williams. Oh, now they rule it incomplete.
Number 10, Julius Patterson.
Patterson was in there to contest it all the way through, and the ball dropped to the turf.
This was a completion for about most of the time, but Julius, right before he tackled the wide receiver down the ground, was able to jar that football loose, never gave up on a play. Second down now for the Windham offense.
2nd and 10 from the MC 45. Wyndham's first advance into Malden Catholic territory, and then they shift directions again, and there's Avery to make the stop. I believe it's Avery.
It was also Lucas Acuna, the junior, who had the first wrap up on the ankles, and the Avery came up over the top. I mentioned it on the last play, Paul. That first tackle, can you keep them from breaking off Acuna? With the initial stop, Avery came in for the finish.
Ball is on the turf as the pitch goes wide in and out of the hands of number 38, Matt Peary. I think that previous tackle was by Pena, 56, not Avery, 58.
Yeah, it was, you know, we talked about him, and we're going to talk about him all night long. But Ben Howard coming screaming at you on the right side, you tend to make a couple of mistakes if that guy's chasing you.
Bryce Summers will drop back deep for the Lancers. It's 4th and about 20. Murphy kicks it away and away from Summers, and it bounces inside the 20 and quickly kicks out of bounds across the way. It'll be Malden Catholic ball on their own 18-yard line, 1st and 10. We'll take a quick break here with 11:06 to go in the second quarter, and the Lancers leading it 15-0.
The Always On Media Group has 2 trusted networks that bring professional-grade live stream broadcast services to high school sports and events. Partnered with established athletic conferences like the MIAA, the NEPSAC, and the ISL. All of our games are
Back here at Malden Catholic, 1st and 10 for the Lancers, moving left to right here in the second quarter. Just over 11 minutes to play until halftime. Handoff and the sweep is smelled out by the defense of Windham as nothing doing there for the Lancers on 1st down.
Quick handoff to that speedy back I mentioned, Trayvon Turner, on the give by Rogers, and it was Robert Durkin who stepped up for the Windham defense to make the stop. Now that run game is really, Wyndham's going to have a chance to figure it out, so this is where the play action and the passing game that we've talked about already for Malden Catholic is really going to have to step up, especially on these long yardage situations.
Yeah, it's George time right now.
Exactly.
Second and 11, Lancers. Play action, the pass intended for Smith. He had cut inside, and not sure if George thought he was going to go outside. They're going to get together now and talk things over.
There's a bit of a miscommunication. I think George thought he was going to stop a little sooner than he did, missed him to the left, and Matt was coming to him and telling him, you know, I still had a little bit more space to sit down in that zone. So really, it's both sides trying to make that communication. So we'll see if they can get that fixed here on 3rd and 11.
So 3rd and 11 from deep in their own territory. Windham will be poised here to make the stop and get the ball back, probably right around midfield, and try to get themselves back in the ball game, trailing by a couple of scores. Big play for George Rogers and the offense here, as they've got Jeremiah Figaro was split wide to the right, but the coaches and George Rogers did not like what they saw, and they use a timeout. They've got plenty. They've got 3, so now they've got 2.
This is really, I know it's a 15-0 lead, Paul, but it's 3rd and 11. You're on your own 17. If you don't at least get some yards to where, you know, and they really don't have a real punter on this team from Malden Catholic. George has been really doing a lot of drop kicking for him, so he's a quarterback and a punter as well. If you can gain some yards or get a 1st down, but even if you can't get a 1st down, give George some space to where he can boot this down the field, get that defense back out there. really that's all you can ask for right now.
Yeah, the other thing is you don't want to make a mistake here and turn the ball over.
And that's one of the things that, George has been trying to cut down on is the mistakes, the fumbles, the interceptions. He's gotten better year after year, but in the scrimmages at Masco and all these other scrimmages during the year, George looked very, very decisive of where he was throwing it, or throw it away, or just to tuck it and live to fight another day.
It's an old saying, discretion's the better part of valor. Use your head, and
Exactly.
he will. The screen pass left and throws just underneath, intended for Trayvon Turner, but George was under pressure, and there he did not make the mistake. Didn't turn it over.
It's one of there's pros and cons to a screen pass all the time, Paul. That's one of the cons right there. You really have about a 2-second window to get that ball out because a lot of your linemen are pulling, and all those defensive linemen from Windham, they get a free rush. So you really got a 2-second clock to get that ball out.
Yeah, there was really only one guy coming in on George, so the rest of the defense read that pretty well.
Exactly.
So Rogers in short punt formation, 4th and 11. He will kick it away, and it's a good one. A high boot. Back to get it and play it, and it takes a Malden Catholic bounce and carries away from Doherty. Doherty now up the far side and taken out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Good recovery by Ryan Doherty, but it took a hard hop on that turf and a great kick by George Rogers.
And a good tackle right here by Lucas Acuna. And one of the things that Coach Gaff has preached to his defense and his special teams, don't over pursue. When you get to about 5 yards, stand still, let them make the first move, and then go and chase them. That's one of the things that has burned this team a couple years, but there we see the discipline. One of the things that we've talked about over the last couple of years, how young this Malden Catholic team is. This is now a veteran team under Coach Gaff.
1st and 10 from their own 42 for the Jaguars, moving right to left. 10 minutes to go until halftime. The fake into the line, the pitch wide, and some running room for Windham here, and taken out of bounds finally, and a late flag comes in as Chris Brearley was on the turf and took another hit. Thought I saw a flag.
Knocked out of bounds by number 10, Julius Patterson.
It looks like everything's clean. It was number 10, Julius Patterson, that tripped him up.
Okay.
And
maybe they were just marking where he got out of bounds. But it's just shy of a first down. 2nd and short for Windham on a good first down pickup. Murphy throwing the deep route, looking for number 17, Cam Williams. And it was overthrown. Just a go route down the left side, and Williams stopped running.
he had him beat. It was a good move.
I love the call on 2nd and short, though.
No, you got 2 plays here. Why not take a shot? He had him beat. Defender fell down, but it was just overthrown. So, 2nd and 1. Why else would you do? As a good tackle right there for the Lancers, number 56.
Yeah, and Hayden Ford in there too, along with Pena.
Yeah, Giovanni has been
Very active.
It wasn't really someone that we had on the players to watch, but he's quickly becoming one here for the Lancers in the first half.
So it's 4th down and a long 2. Probably closer to 3 yards, and Murphy in that short punt formation. Nobody back for the Lancers, and they're going to go for it. It's the pitch and the sweep, and Windham has the first down and more. Down the far sidelines goes the running back there. That's Alexandra Aldrich, and he takes it in for a touchdown.
I had mentioned earlier, really, this is the offense for Windham. It's that triple option, and it's the pitch, Paul, the pitch aspect of that's really given the Lancers trouble. It was a shotgun. It was a quick pitch. There were rushers, but able to get it to the halfback there, as you said, Jack Kutrobis, the senior. And that aspect of the offense has been the only part that's been giving this defense trouble for Malden Catholic. Good response there from the Jaguars.
think it was about a 49-yard run by Aldrich on 4th and 3.
They're the number 10 team ranked, making the Division I playoffs last year in New Hampshire before losing to Londonderry for a reason. This team's not going to go away. If you thought they were going to cave after 15-0, you're wrong. We got a ball game here at Malden.
He's set up to go for 2 here. Murphy gives on the quarterback option into the middle, and it's stopped by Malden Catholic. That was Peary on the carry, but stacked up by the MC defense. So the extra point attempt is denied, and they'll settle for the 6 points and trail at 15-6. Windham on the board now at 3:38 of the second quarter.
And some people might be wondering why you go for 2. Well, Malden Catholic's up and has gone for 2 already. So really to make it a 1-possession game as much as they could. Now it's a 2-possession game, 9-point deficit. But Windham on the board, really all they needed to do was break the ice.
Taking off for the Jaguars, number 27, Brady Clementi.
Kevin Clementi will kick it away from his 40-yard line. Wants to keep it away from Bryce Summers, who now they switch. Summers and Noble switch positions, and they indeed keep it away from the deep end. They kick it short, and it's covered by Luca Matos at his own 33.
Yeah, Luca showing some poise there, the senior. Not really trying to do too much. He knows he's already really at the 30-yard line, so he's advanced as much as he could. No need to take a chance, just fall right on and give your offense a chance to get out there.
1st and 10 Lancers with 8:20 to go until halftime. They lead at 15-6. A kickoff return for a touchdown by Bryce Summers, and an interception in the end zone by Richard Avery. They give up the middle to Joseph. He's into traffic, decided to cut right and ran into more traffic there. MC player loses his helmet there. I think that was Lucas Baglio.
Yeah, I would have been interested to see if Lucas could have maintained this block. He got thrown and really ran into Stevie. That's what caused the holdup, really. If Lucas could have held that block, Stevie had a chance to get to the outside.
Baglio has to come out of the game for a play after he lost his hat. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Got 2 receivers wide to the right. It's Summers and Noble. Stevie Joseph now moves alongside quarterback George Rogers. Rogers, quick look. The toss underneath. The wide receiver screen is to Summers. He picks his way through and going to pick up about 8 yards on that play.
Good example of the difference between that first screen that we saw to Smith earlier in the first quarter and this one to Summers. George threw that before Summers even made his break, so Summers had a chance to run onto it. He's got momentum. 2 offensive linemen blocking for him. Difference between an okay screen in the first quarter and a better screen here in the second.
So I got to work on my math. I said 8 yards. He got 10. It's a first down for Malden Catholic. Just shy of their own 45 on the 44. They give to Joseph. Cuts left. He's got some daylight. Cuts it ahead and carries it for a first down and more inside the 45-yard line. Finally stopped by Robert Durkin, among others, for Windham. But back-to-back plays for first downs for the Lancers.
And this is something that Coach Gaff, in the 2 or 3 years that he's been building this program, hasn't really had a halfback, a power back that could really just bounce off people.
That was a power run. Once he got to the corner, he just put his shoulders down. Rogers now, quick look left. Throws underneath, it's complete. Diving for it is Noble.
And passes complete from George Rogers to number 9, Anthony Noble.
This is one of the things, Paul, that you'll see actually rarely as opposed to in previous years. There's not a lot of players on this Malden Catholic team that will play both sides. However, one of the few exceptions here is Anthony Noble on the wide receiver, but will also be on defense.
Athletic kid, Noble. 2nd and 5 for the Lancers here. Clock running with 6:01 to go until halftime. Now Rogers moves Joseph up alongside. George Rogers rolls to the right. He wants to keep, now cuts it back to the left, and he's caught from behind on a nice play there by number 54, Liam Shambo.
Yeah, Liam stuttered, didn't really over pursue, caught George, and looks like he gained maybe a yard, if that, but in previous years you would have saw George maybe try to force something out here to Noble or Smith. Tucked, run, live to fight another day, but a good step up by the linebacker. And now we got a big 3rd down here, Paul.
Yeah, 3rd and 3. They've got to get it to about the 32. We'll see what the call is. Acuna is in the slot right. He may be the go-to guy if he can get loose on a short pass over the middle. Rogers looks, shut off, goes the other way, looks, steps back, now being pursued, and now throws it out of bounds, and that does not make it back to the line of scrimmage. They might say there's a receiver over there, so now the officials are going to huddle here, and Windham would have a case for intentional grounding.
Paul, I'm just going to say it flat out right. There was guys at least 10 to 20 yards downfield, and you're right, barely got to the stick as to where the line of scrimmage was, so we'll be interested to see what we get out of this huddle.
And the line of scrimmage was the 35. And there is no flag on the play, so.
Lucky break for the Lancers.
4th and 3. 3 receivers split away from the line near side right. They give us to Joseph. He heads right into the middle, and he's going to be stopped a couple of yards short of the 1st down. Good job by the Windham line. And Stevie Joseph had nowhere to go.
Yeah, and we mentioned the power back. This is why you have Stevie in the game for runs like this, but a big step up by the Windham defense. It was number 50, Reed Lambert, as well as number 78, Anthony Menina, who came in and stopped Stevie on that, and a turnover on downs, ball right back to the Windham offense.
Now,
at least we thought it was back to the Windham offense.
Yeah, it is. They've still got 4th down over there, but that was well short of the 1st down. And Rogers went back in as if they were going to run another play, but I don't think they had their free down marker like you win on Wheel of Fortune, the free spin.
Could never get that roll in Wheel of Fortune, no matter how many times I played it, Paul.
No bonus.
But
we can only count to 4, not 5.
Exactly. But a long drive for the offense, a well-rested MC defense. Let's see what we get at the end of the 1st half here.
Kevin Murphy has looked better the last couple of outings here. That pitch goes wide as he's trying to hit Chris Brearley over there on the far side. Incomplete. 2nd and 10, Windham. Clock stops with 4:09 to go.
It's one of the things you're taught as a quarterback. If your receiver can't get it, nobody gets it. It was the only person, was his wide receiver, that get that ball, and better an incompletion than a pick going the other way.
Great point. Start calling you coach, Mike. There's some running room. Windham with a big 1st down there. That was number 38, Matt Peary.
It was a shoestring tackle by Walden. I think while he was down, reached out with his right hand and tripped up the running back. If not, that's a touchdown for Windham.
1st down play, it's the pitch. They've run this a lot. It comes wide for Brearley. Brearley turns the corner and he's knocked out of bounds, but I think they're going to mark him out of bounds back up at the 32 or 33-yard line.
Brearley on the carry. Knocked out of bounds.
It's been Brearley. It's been this pitch, Paul, that really has been troubling MC's defense.
It's great hand-eye coordination with Murphy faking into the line and then hitting the wide man coming towards the formation. It's a misdirection play, and those running backs get the ball and get to the corner quickly.
34-yard line.
Let's go, D. Receiver split wide to the right here on a 1st and 10 for Windham, and Murphy looks to the sidelines here. Ball on the near hash at the 33-yard line. Murphy rolls, being pursued. Howard's going to get him. Ben Howard, his second sack. And a flag goes down now late.
Ben Howard with the sack.
Again, actually, Paul,
No,
nobody.
it's a holding call on Windham, so they'll decline that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was interested to see what that call was going to be, but
Oh, no. Maybe that's a personal foul they're calling.
Markers on the play.
Murphy's still down. He's on his knees. It looked like he went down hard on his shoulder.
Calling holding on the Lancers.
I'm interested to see. It was a holding call that was announced, but
All I can think of is they were holding a receiver that Murphy was looking for, but he had no time. Now we're going to get a timeout called by the officials. Seems like there should be some splaining to do here.
yeah, Coach Jack Byrne trying to see what he can do with this penalty.
Ben Howard is beside himself. Looked like a clean tackle, but maybe they said he threw him down.
The thing was, Paul, he was unblocked. He came screaming right into the backfield, but this is a thing at all levels that they're trying to do, that weight landing on the quarterback. And you mentioned Murphy landing on his shoulder.
Kevin Murphy does need some assistance here, I believe, as he's going to go out of the game, at least for a play.
As a result of the penalty, Windham High School first and from the Malden Catholic.
So it's a first down for Windham at the 30-yard line. Looks like Adrian Bergman is going to take the snap. There's the pitch wide. Ball's on the turf. It's picked up smartly there by Aldrich. Aldrich has some running room. He's all the way around the corner on the left side, and what a run. I'm sorry, that might be Katrubis. I thought it was 28. It's number 20, Katrubis.
Trubis, let's see where he ends up here. He's back on the other side of the field by his 40-yard line.
What a great play by Katrubis.
Turns the corner, and he ends up being at the 25 of the other side of the field. So it might not be in terms of yardage of where he ended up, but in terms of yardage he ran was far greater than the amount of yards he picked up on the game.
Athletic play to pick that up, too. For all that running, he picks up 7 yards, 2nd and 3. The give into the line, and Malden Catholic able to stuff that one. That was Peary on the carry.
And it was big Dylan Clough, number 17, coming from, I believe, his linebacker position and just stopping it right there.
3rd and 3 now.
Third down and 3. From the 23-yard line.
2.5 to go till halftime. Windham on the move here, trying to get in position for the tying score. Peary is taken down for a loss. Hayden Ford on the tackle.
Well, he can run the ball, but this is really what Hayden Ford does for this team. Stopping the run. Good explosion off the line. You're going to see it here. Set up right in the tackle position. Pushed his guy off, and they made the tackle.
Bergman checks out, and Murphy comes back in. I'm very surprised that Windham is not calling a timeout here. They've got 3. 4th and 5 from the 25. Murphy back in. In motion is Katrobis. The pitch goes wide. Katrobis cuts to his left, and he's close to the first down, but he may be stopped. Both teams think they've got a first down.
Number 5, Luca Matos.
Matos with the stop. He's pointing first down, Malden Catholic. This is a big call, a big placement.
And he had Anthony Wadland there to help him out.
Timeout for an official measurement.
from the look that we have, Paul,
close. Yeah.
it looked like he got it barely. But now looking at it here live, he might be an inch, if anything, short.
I thought they started the series right on the 30, but it looks like the first down marker's at the 21.
It's about halfway in between the 21 and the 20.
Yeah, it looks like a first down to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us at halftime.
It is a first down, Malden Catholic. Wow, what a stop. Matos, take a bow.
It's been the upperclassman, Paul, so far for this Malden Catholic team. We mentioned it, the growth of this core that really took over this group as sophomores and juniors that have grown up to be juniors and seniors. Matos, no exception, stopping, and about 1:39, I believe, 2 timeouts left for Malden Catholic. See what they can do with it.
Well, again, you're in the part of the field. You don't want to make a mistake here. Jeremiah Figaro, the tall sophomore, is in the lineup, number 18. Rogers trots into the huddle and makes the play call. Not very complicated. Might be a running play here. Trayvon Turner shifts alongside Rogers. Man in motion is Summers. The give. Summers trying to find a hole, and he's taken down. That was Ryan Doherty on the tackle.
That jet sweep again, Paul, that they don't break out too often, but when they need to get something going, they do. Bryce had a block. It was Trayvon Turner, but Trey went to the second level, and there was, I believe it was number 58, Matthew Caboris, who came right by him.
Long pass down the left side intended for Smith. A little bit too tall. He's going to set up third and a long 8.
We talked about the communication between these two earlier. Smith, as soon as that ball landed, turned around, pointed to George, pointed to his chest, and said, "That one's on me," and just giving George a little bit of an idea. So communication starting to grow between these two. So let's take a look at that. Maybe there's a connection in the second half.
Well, that's the longest ball that George has aired out tonight, and it was a little too long. Big third down play here for the Lancers and for the Windham defense. 67 seconds on the clock. And now Windham's going to call a timeout, their first of the half, with 1:07 remaining. We'll take a quick break as well. You're watching Malden Catholic Football. The Lancers lead at 15-6.
Malden Catholic High School is an independent private school located just outside of Boston. The now co-divisional Catholic High School is dedicated to the spiritual, intellectual, creative, social, and physical development of its students. Malden Catholic offers a rigorous curriculum to help prepare students for college. Start your application or sign up for an in-person tour today at maldencatholic.org.
The always on
Big third down play for the Lancers out of the timeout. Rogers looks, swing pass here to Turner. Turner trying to find room for the first down, gets up the sidelines, and I think he's got enough. They're going to mark Turner out at about the 37 to 38. That's enough for a Malden Catholic first down.
Trayvon coming out of that backfield on that swing pass. And really, this is the thing that George has been trying to improve, those swing passes and lobbing it over those D linemen. And you've seen George grow really in terms of size since he started here at MC. There's an example of it coming to fruition.
Rogers, shoulder fake, tosses deep down the right side, and it's just too far ahead of Figaro. Covered by Williams, but he had a step.
Figaro right behind the defense. And Paul, you said about 2 plays ago that out route to Smith was the longest ball George thrown. There's an example of him throwing another one, and really, he got hit in the backfield and still really overthrew his man.
Good arm.
He's grown so much on those deep balls, and really one of the biggest things he's grown on, Paul, his ability to get him out quick.
Well, it only took 5 seconds, 54 seconds to go now. 2nd and 10, still shy of midfield, and now we're going to get a second timeout called by the Jaguars here as they want to talk things over with 54 seconds to go and 15-6 the score in favor of the Lancers.
Malden Catholic High School is an
Since being founded in 1933 by James J. Nolan Sr., Nolan Insurance Company has been family-owned and operated by the Nolan family. Throughout our 85 years, our vision and mission has remained the same: to take care of our customers using a strong work ethic and family values, to treat you, our customer, as a member of our Nolan Insurance family. Our experienced team can analyze your insurance needs and suggest the best options for your home and auto insurance, commercial insurance, and much more. As an independent agency, we have only your best interests in mind. You'll find our
2nd and 10 Lancers on the Nolan Insurance timeout. Fake into the line. Rogers, another long one, throws it up in the air, trying to come around the corner there was Summers, and I believe it's picked off by Windham. Interception on the play.
Intercepted by number 33, Jake Mahalik.
Mahalik on the pick, and Summers is still down on the turf. Not sure if he might have been nicked or they might have locked ankles as they went for the football. There had to be about 6 guys there in the neighborhood.
Yeah, this is one George is going to want back. If you look, Bryce has a step on him, but you had 2 guys coming over. It was number 34, Ryan Doherty, coming over from his safety position that was there also. And George is going to really want this one back. He was doing good and making sure he wasn't making any mistakes. This is one that he's really going to be thinking about.
Well, that one, again, it's a long throw, but if he threw it 10 yards further, Summers might have run under it.
Yeah, Bryce.
But easy to say from here.
Bryce walking off. You mentioned ankles, might be a cramp or something like that. But Bryce has had a great start to his campaign here, and if this is a long-term injury, this would be sad for him. He's played great in the first half.
Windham High School, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
So it's like a punt here with 47 seconds to go in the second quarter. It's 1st and 10 for Windham from their own 21-yard line. Williams now shifts to the right side, and they bring the tight end to the near side. Murphy looks, tosses it down with a flick of the wrist on the right side, and nearly had a long completion. But Williams covered well on the play, and the ball goes incomplete.
I believe, yes, it was Jaheim Lawson, the sophomore, was really stride for stride down the sideline with him the whole time, Paul. And we see here Murphy showing off his cannon after Rogers did his, and Lawson stride for stride with the receiver. That was number 17, Cameron Williams, the senior, running with them, and a good coverage there.
Good speed by Lawson. 2nd and 10 now, Windham. Man in motion is Katrobis. Instead, they give it to the back coming near side, and it's a break and a good run there by number 31, Chris Brearley.
Number 31, Chris Brearley on the carry.
It's this carry to the outside, Paul, again, that has just given MC fits all night long in this option offense.
Yeah, great misdirection.
From their own 34-yard line.
First down at Windham, close to the 35. The pitch back, and this is Michael Brearley. Brearley down the far side, knocked out of bounds finally on maybe a touchdown-saving tackle by Luca Matos.
So on this pitch, Paul, it's not the problem in terms of setting the edge to make sure he can't turn the corner. What lacks is a secondary sort of backer or cornerback that's there to help the guy setting the edge. Once he gets around that edge and cuts it upfield, there's no one in terms of the second level for MC.
There's the pitch wide. Nice play. As picking it out of the air was Chris Brearley, so it's been all the Breary family here on this drive.
Brearley on the carry.
It was Richard Indrasano, another senior for the Lancers that was chasing him. Took a good angle to really push him out of bounds. And going old school with that net guard really behind him on the top of his shoulder pads. Don't really see that a whole lot these days.
Good pursuit. Chris Brearley took a hit to the head, I believe. He went out of the game.
38-yard line.
He's 2nd and 7, 8 seconds to go. So Murphy has to go deep in the next 2 plays. Trying to buy himself some time. They throw a screen. It's underneath to Mihalik, and he's taken down, and they quickly call a timeout. We'll see if they give him one more play. Coach Gaff thinking 0 on the clock means no time, no play.
Yeah, it was close there. And again, it was Ben Howard, and it was number 58, Richard Avery, that was in pursuit. And then in the second level was Dylan Clough who made the tackle. So it'll be interesting to see, Paul, what the officials come up with here.
Yeah, Dylan lost his mouth guard. Well, they're going to put time back on the clock.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's 2 seconds remaining in the half. 2 seconds. Windham High School, 3rd down.
Well, the down is immaterial here. What's important is they've got the football
Call it 3rd and goal with 2 seconds left.
on the 35.
PA announcer here, Donovan Field, really, because and he's right. It's, you know,
Well,
it says 3rd and 7, but really it's 3rd and goal right now for Windham.
Again, the thing you don't want is a pass interference call, although that's only 15 yards in high school. So
No, exactly.
It's not 1st and goal.
The last thing you want is, if you're Malden Catholic, is for a Windham receiver to get behind you. So if you have to play deep, you play deep, and then you make a break on the ball and make that tackle go into halftime.
Great advice, Coach. Perfect.
Somebody's got to hire me, right, after this?
Murphy, direct drop, pursuit. Murphy throws it deep down the right side, and it is complete for a touchdown! A 35-yard strike from Murphy. And it's a Windham touchdown on the final play of the first half. Trying to see who caught the ball.
Windham High School touchdown by number 25, Michael Lisa.
Michael Lisa on the receiving end of that flick of the wrist bullet by Kevin Murphy.
That is, I would say, Paul, best ball we've seen tonight. And split Lawson and Matos in the secondary for Malden Catholic.
By number 27, Brady Clementi.
They're within 3, and they'll try the kick here with Clementi teeing it up, or rather kicking it through.
Extra point attempt is good. And ladies and gentlemen, that's halftime with Malden Catholic leading Windham High School 15-13.
Wow. First play of the game, we get a Malden Catholic touchdown. Last play of the first half, we get a Windham touchdown. And it's 15-13. It's certainly not a boring game. We'll break for halftime, but Michael, quick recap of the first half, what we've seen.
I hope you're getting your money's worth if you're the viewers here on this live stream, Paul. I got to say, a good start, real good start from Malden Catholic. The special teams coming up huge, and the defense. And then Windham, they're number 10, like I said, for a reason. Didn't panic, not really rushing anything. Made a huge blow at the end of the first half, 15-13. Don't go anywhere, folks. It's going to be an interesting second half coming up.
Ladies
We'll break and be back in about 10 minutes, folks, with the third quarter. It's Malden Catholic 15 and Windham High School 13 at the half.
Malden Catholic High School is an independent private school located just outside of Boston. The now co-divisional Catholic High School is dedicated to the
vision and love for the Malden Catholic community have provided thousands of students with unparalleled education and athletic opportunities and programs. With unwavering loyalty, dedication, and commitment, Jim served for 23 years on Malden Catholic's Board of Trustees, 10 of those as chairman. Jim's deep belief in the power and promise of an MC education led him to spearhead the Donovan Field project in 2003, where our players play today. Jim later served as co-chair of Malden Catholic's 2 campaigns designed to strengthen and expand educational opportunities, provide essential capital upgrades, and build financial stability to ensure Malden Catholic's thriving presence and continued service to students for generations to come. Please join us in showing our appreciation with a rousing round of applause for Jim and all he and his family have done to continue to do for Malden Catholic as we present him with his plaque. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a rousing round of applause for Jim Donovan Sr. Thank you, Jim.
Malden Catholic High School is an independent private school located just outside of Boston. The now co-divisional Catholic High School is dedicated to the spiritual, intellectual, creative, social, and physical development of its students. Malden Catholic offers a rigorous curriculum to help prepare students for college. Start your application or sign up for an in-person tour today at maldencatholic.org.
The Always On Media Group has 2 trusted networks that bring professional-grade live stream broadcast services to high school sports and events. Partnered with established athletic conferences like the MIAA, the NEPSAC, and the ISL. All of our games are simulcasted on multiple different outlets for maximum exposure. Broadcasting nearly 400 events to over 250,000 viewers. Your brand can tap into our growing audience through commercials, in-game sponsorships, fundraisers, and live interviews. Partner with the Always On Media Group and become a member of our team today. To learn more, contact Mark Igo at migo@alwaysonmediagroup.com.
It's gonna be a wicked commute.
95 North is bumper to bumper.
128 is a parking lot. There's a fender bender on the pipe. The expressway is backed up to the gas tanks. Seriously, walking would be faster. Gridlock. Bottleneck.
You'll be late for supper tonight.
Keeping your car road ready is what we do best. At Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there.
Hey, we get you there too.
Chase hit it in left field. Slap shot, score! For Garrity in the middle to Doherty. Shot and a score, and there it is! Caroline Doherty, career goal number 100.
Big shot for Reedy. High developing 2-on-1 save. Murphy rebound backhand score!
Semis, D3 High School lacrosse in Massachusetts. It's Situate and Falmouth. That's Willie Robinson. That's his 6th goal in overtime. Situate on to the finals.
Started 2-on-1 sharp. Beautiful backhand pass. Shot and a goal! On again. Hannah will pull. And it's in!
Towards the cage. Ooh. And the goal, the Michigan goal! Cam Fahey! Wow!
Henry gets the snap, back to pass, looks, throws into the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown!
Back out to Gaffney, he'll try it, and he's got it! 1,000 career points!
Here's the throw to the plate, O'Neal slides in, safe!
Up ahead for Finner and all alone, sends it in and one!
Here's Alec Jarvik. And he scores!
To get another breakaway here, she has it beyond Picardi.
Lynch and she scores!
To learn more, contact Mark Igo at migo@alwaysonmediagroup.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Donovan Field here at Brother Gilbert Stadium.
We're going to put Glenn
I
in
hope
there
you
to
caught
coach, that's why.
early in the halftime
I just like to
break the award given to Jim Donovan Sr., longtime benefactor and volunteer here at Malden Catholic. Board member for 23 years and chairman of the board for 10 of those years. And the most instrumental guy in support of Malden Catholic over the years, and a deserving honor to Mr. Donovan tonight. Our congratulations and tip of the hat. So you are watching Malden Catholic football here on BBEG Live, and our thanks to Malden Catholic for bringing us here tonight, and Bill Raycroft and the athletics department, Matt Blair, and everyone at Malden Catholic. We appreciate their support here at BBEG Live. I'm Paul McNamara. Colin Barkett is running production tonight, but Andrew is going to, Andrew Parmadu is going to run production in the second half, and for your play-by-play pleasure, Michael Walsh will take you through at least the third quarter, and if he stays on his feet, if Malden Catholic hasn't reached 50 by then, Michael, take it away for the second half.
Paul, thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Donovan Field. As Paul mentioned, named after the great Jim Donovan Sr. David Azzolino getting ready to kick it off for the Lancers. Back deep for the Windham Jaguars. I believe that is number 27, Brady Clemente, back for the Jaguars. Azzolino arm comes down, right leg comes through. We are back underway for the second half. Clemente is going to let it bounce at the 10. He's going to pick it up and he's going to run it right up the middle, and he is whacked. Absolutely hit hard. And again, the sophomore Jaheim Lawson going to make a big tackle right at the 30-yard line. The sophomore has played great here in his first game for Malden Catholic.
Yeah, great control of his body to football position up and make the stop head on. And he's been playing a regular shift, if you will. He's been a regular on defense. He's out of the ball game right now. Oh no, he's in there at far cornerback position.
And it will be the Windham offense coming back. And I believe, if I'm correct, that's not Kevin Murphy, that's Jack Quadri.
Adrian Bergman, the backup quarterback.
Bergman's going to hand it off right up the gut, and a swarm of Lancers, among them Christian Zizza, going to make the tackle.
Yeah, great read by Zizza there. Met the, I've already used it, but he met the running back head on, and helping out there was Dylan Clow.
And Tedesco was the running back who took the carry. And again, Bergman, the sophomore, taking over from Murphy, who has not had a chance to come in just yet. Bergman, again in motion, a give right up the middle. No, it's a pitch right to the outside.
I think that's number 20, Jack Kotrobis.
Kotrobis took the pitch on that triple option, but for the first time really all game, Paul, MC read that pitch beautifully, and really only a gain of 3 on second down.
Yeah, that's something. That's probably the number one thing they talked about at halftime on defense, is adjusting to that, the second man coming from the other side. Again, I'm not sure if that's Kotrobis 20 or Aldridge 28. Tough to differentiate those two numbers.
Well, we'll go with Aldridge because don't believe it's Murphy. Aldridge is going to roll to his left and taken down by his shoulder pad by big number 56. That's Giovanni Pena. We have called his name a bunch here in the game so far, Paul.
He's having a terrific game on defense. Big number 56, the junior, and he's out of Lynn. And terrific ball game tonight for the junior.
You know, we came into this game and you had Indrisano, Ford, and Ben Howard, of course, for this defense. Pena quickly putting his name as an important player for Coach Gaff this season.
That's the second punter here, as Murphy's the irregular punter. And that is Bergman, and he does not get a good punt off.
Yeah, it was number 24, Bergman. Noble, and I believe that was Wadland, that was back for the Lancers, as the Lancers will take over first down from about the 45-yard line, just before it. And out comes quarterback George Rogers, who at the end of the half, Paul, like you said, showed off his arm strength beautifully. But if he had another 5 to 10 yards, Bryce Summers just behind the defense, but there was also a lot of Jaguars there, so let's see what George can do.
Yeah, I want to mention Bryce Summers got hurt on that play. He's on the sidelines stretching his leg out. We're probably not going to see him again tonight. So he's a key guy for MC out, and we mentioned Murphy, the quarterback for Windham, is out.
As George will set up in the pistol, and he'll give right up the middle to Stevie Joseph, and Joseph's going to barrel his way, or try to barrel his way for about 2 yards, and a host of Jaguars will take him down after about a 2 to 3 yard gain there, Paul.
Yeah, he carried one of the Windham players for a couple of yards, but the Jaguars hung on there. I think that might have been Mahalik. Chris Brearley. Tough to ID the Windham numbers. I know I've said that a couple of times, but
I think a bit of uniform change for both these teams from their uniforms last year. So let's see how much it is. Turner now in halfback behind Rogers, who's under center. A pitch to Turner. He's got Hayden Ford blocking for him. Turner trying to turn the corner, and we got a flag down as Turner got to about the 35-yard line, and let's see what the flag is.
They're going to call holding on MC. I thought it might have been a horse collar tackle, but the indication is holding in the middle of the line. Ford was leading the way, and he made a terrific block. That was not a hold, but they must have caught another one of the Lancers there. The flag sitting on between the 36 and 37-yard line.
Yeah, and head coach Jack Byrne discussing with the officials about what he wants to do, and the officials discussing with themselves about what's going to happen. It is a hold on the offense.
Yeah, they got to take that one back, and it'll be, ironically, it'll be a second down from right about the same spot. Well, they're going to lose a couple of yards. 2nd and 12.
10-yard penalty as announced to us. It's going to be about the 47, 2nd down 12, and Rogers getting the play call from his assistant coach. I believe Paul Norton is the offensive coordinator here for the Lancers, so Rogers trots out after that. He's got Trayvon Turner in the pistol, and the tight end split out. That's Michael Zapak, the junior. See if he gets to lead a block or if he'll show off his hands. Rogers extends his hands, takes the snap. It's a quick bubble screen again to Anthony Noble, I believe, and that is read beautifully by the Jaguars.
Yeah, that was Cam Williams coming up from the corner. But that play, they've tried it twice and it has not worked.
Yeah, it's been about 3 times. 2 times it's read beautifully by the Jaguars. One was right on the side, went for about 8 or 9 yards, but you're right, that play more often than not has not worked for the Lancers so far.
It's slow developing. I mean, the pass was well thrown, it was well caught, it was well executed, but he's out there naked, and Williams could sell out all the way back from his corner position, maybe 10 or 12 yards away.
We've seen George's arm strength, but he's going across the entire field with this. By the time the ball gets there, you only got one Jaguar on Noble.
3rd and close to 15 here.
Yeah, we'll see what the call is. This might be 4-down territory for the Lancers. Noble comes in motion. Rogers going to fake to him and to Turner. He's going to roll out left. He's going to fire it and almost complete. What a play by, I believe, it's number 16, Romeo Atkin. Covering for the Lancers was Jeremiah Figueroa, the sophomore. Good throw, but a better play by Windham, and now bring up 4th down for Malden Catholic.
Yeah, that's a long throw for George Rogers, and Figueroa has to come back a little more. It's older people will remember the button hook. The button hook's usually a turn inside, but that was a comebacker where you almost want to go to the sidelines. And like you said earlier in the game, Michael, the quarterback's job is to put it where nobody can catch it except your receiver. And Figueroa, unfortunately, couldn't get separation because it was a terrific defensive play by Aiken, as you called.
Got a late substitution here for MC. Luca Matos came in, and it looks like George is going to show off a bad snap. Fumbled it. He manages to recover.
Yeah, that's a big error there. I think George was going to kick it away, but here's a low snap. See if the receivers look like, yeah, they look like they're going down in punt coverage. You see the 2 wide guys, the gunners, and that's a situation where it's a team error, and now the Lancers defense has to answer.
Robert Durkin, I believe, was the linebacker that was putting pressure on George, making sure, see if he could pick it up himself. But Windham will take over. 1st and 10 from the 45. And a give to the running back, and a pushing pushing. He had Christian Zizza on his back.
Yeah, Zizza and Clow, again, the inside linebackers are, well, Zizza's maybe an outside linebacker, but the two of them were first to the ball. But good job by the Windham running back to get a good 6, close to 7 yards on that play. Probably 6.
One of the Brearley brothers, the younger sophomore, Michael Brearley, with the carry for Windham. And I believe that's Bergman still in the quarterback.
Yeah, Bergman doing a good job. The backup quarterback pressed into action here. And there's a give up the middle, a quick hitter. Clow saves a touchdown.
It was Anthony Wadland stepping up for the Lancers to make the tackle, but it was Brearley again with the carry.
Yeah, the younger, I think it was Michael Brearley again, as you called, Mike, and that's a quick hitter, and boy, they opened a hole, and he burst through it.
It was the outside pitch in the first half that was giving MC problems. Now they're just running it right up the gut, and MC has no answer for it. Let's see what Windham comes out with Brinkman again. He's going to give it up again. It's going to be Brearley again.
And the sophomore's getting all the work here, and he's responding.
It was Noble there for the Lancers, and another big gain, about 8 or 9 yards for the Windham Jaguars, and they'll come out second down.
Second and short. Great first down pickup there by the Windham offense.
Give, and I believe that's Brearley again, and he's just putting the team on his back, just running over guys. It's good for a first down.
He's the workhorse, and he is responding, as we just said, and boy, he just burst through, and unfortunately, MC player down, it's Anthony Wadland.
Anthony Wadland, the sophomore, coming out of Saugus, Massachusetts. And one of the things about this program, Paul, that Coach Gaff has done, there have been a lot of players who have started at one position and have moved on to the other. Wadland was the backup quarterback for George last year, has moved into a cornerback role on the defense, and so far, unfortunately, before this injury, was playing very well on the defensive side.
Yeah, they're football players. You know, you're going to be able to move and play different positions. You get younger kids come up, and they've got some talent. And you want the good athletes to stay in there and adjust to a different position. But like you said, he's a very good athlete and playing a different position and has been playing well. And this would be unfortunate if this is more than just being nicked up. They've already lost Summers, Bryce Summers, who electrified the crowd before some of them were even sitting down with that opening kickoff return of some over 80 yards on that return.
It's been a tale of really 2 quarters. It was Malden Catholic, 15-0. Windham answered back with 13 straight at the end of the second quarter.
Yep.
And now it's been Windham who started the third quarter running it down. While we have a break in the action, Paul, just a look ahead for the Lancers. Next game at Bedford. Last year, a 20-13 loss for the Lancers there. It's really this 4-game stretch, a carbon copy of their schedule last year, just switched the home and the away games. 4 games, win 3 of them, Division IV playoffs, and Coach Gaff has said if they get in, there's a chance this team could do some damage in the tournament coming playoff time.
Because there's no such thing as freshmen and sophomores later in the year.
Exactly.
They're going to get better as they play and as they gel. And I'll tell you, the way they played that first quarter and it just worked as a team, they'll get that back. And that's encouraging.
We mentioned this in the first half, and I mentioned this in the first half. A lot of these guys, this is a very, we've seen some sophomores step up for Coach Gaff, but this is a very junior and senior heavy team for Malden Catholic. And it's been 4 years under Coach Gaff that this team has been molded. And they thought really last year was it, as Anthony Wadland is going to step up. He's going to walk up under his old power, which is very, very good to see. Hopefully he can be back in the game as soon as possible.
One of the busiest people on the field tonight has been Kathleen Guasiora, the athletic trainer. She does a terrific job here at MC, and she's been pressed into service often tonight for both teams.
So we're back to go. Bergman still in at quarterback in the pistol. Another motion. Another give to Brearley up the gut. And he's going to keep plowing through.
Now, why change the play call? It's just been steamrolling in from about the 47. I think 4 out of the 5 plays have been carries by Michael Brearley.
It's been a heavy run game for Windham. We saw in the first half them trying to go to the passing game, but it's in the run game really, and why change it, like you said, is really giving them problems as Brearley and the rest of the offense will look over to the sideline from head coach Jack Byrne and his coaching staff for a new play. Although, really, I don't think it's going to be a new play if anything else is to be determined. This might be Brearley again. And it is going to be Brearley again. And he's going to plow his way, keep the legs moving. And we'll see what the decision is from the referee. I think he's going to be just an inch short, if that.
Oops, some of the fans disagree with that call.
It's the one thing we can't control, Paul. Sometimes the mics are hot.
Well, if this ball goes to anybody but Michael Brearley, it'll be a disservice. He has carried the mail on this drive. Good to see Anthony Wadlin jogging on the sidelines.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to, next drive, next defensive drive or next offensive drive, going to go back in. But 4 chances, really, I think it would be 4 chances for Windham to get this ball and see what the defense for Malden Catholic can do. But before we can do that, we got a timeout for Windham.
Timeout Windham here with close to 4.5 left, 4:38 remaining in the third quarter. And like you said before, Mike, since the maybe halfway or early in the second quarter, it's been all Windham. And MC's just got to take some deep breaths and get back in this game, especially if they fall behind here for the first time tonight, the first time this season. If Windham is able to push it in, and they certainly look like they're about to do that here with Brearley looking like an All-American on this drive.
I want to again welcome everybody to Brother Gilbert Stadium and Donovan Field here in Malden Catholic. I'm Mike Walsh, this is Paul McNamara, Colin, and our new guy Andrew right behind the camera. We got a 4-man booth, Paul, up here in Malden, but everybody really working together. And this first game for Malden Catholic, and I can't thank our production crew enough for everything that they do. As we come out of the timeout, Bergman in the shotgun. It's a fumble snap. Berger going to come back and try to recover it, and he just will.
Boy, there's a break for the Lancers as everything was firing on. They were firing on all cylinders there with the just the kind of little misdirection and the gives to Brearley for had to be 5 or 6 plays in a row. And that one, I'm not sure if they were trying to get the ball to older brother Chris Brearley, 31, but. A loose pigskin, and Bergman, nice job to get back there and cover it up. It's 2nd and goal now.
And it looked like he was going to go to Brearley again, but now the playbook's going to maybe change a little bit. Brearley again, and this time Malden Catholic knew what was coming and stood it up. It was number 17, Dylan Clough, and number 76, Lucas Baglio. Actually, excuse me, it was 78, Alex Ventura.
Yeah, Ventura with a nice stop, nice plug in the middle. There's a timeout here. I'm not sure which side called it.
Colin, our producer, as always, on top of it. A clock issue, we believe, was the thing.
Referee speaking to Coach Gaff. It is 3rd down with the ball out around the 17-yard line, 16-yard line, I guess.
Let's see. This is going to be a give. No, it's a pitch. It's a fumble. It was a pitch. It's still loose. Do we have a recovery? We do. Malden Catholic coming up with the ball.
Richard Indrasano finally able to get his arms and body around that football. The pitch was intended for Chris Brearley, and the elusive football bounced all the way back outside the 30, past the 35-yard line, and MC able to stop that Windham series, and they've got a first down of their own at their own 37-yard line.
It was a Brearley drive for Windham, but when they give it to Chris, all of a sudden first down and goal at the inch-yard line. Move all the way back each play.
Boy, they'll talk about that call now that didn't go the way of Windham when they thought they had a touchdown on that previous run.
Rogers in the offense back out. Wadlin split out. Good to have him back out there. Trayvon Turner going to get the carry, but we have a flag on the play on the far side right here.
See if somebody jumped. I think it's procedure call on the Lancers.
Let the play develop, so
they may not have had the right numbers on the line of scrimmage and in the backfield, because it didn't look like there was any movement, but the near side official threw that flag right away when the ball was snapped.
It was a late substitution that caught the Lancers, so Rogers in the offense coming back out. First down, loss of about 5 yards, so it'll be a 15 to go for Malden Catholic. And this offense, really everything, Paul, has come from the special teams and the defense so far for Lancers. Let's see if the offense can move it.
I think we got to see Rogers to Smith here. Just get a few completions.
So it's going to be Turner on the pitch. He's going to get a block from, I believe that was Hayden Ford. And Trayvon's going to pick up about 2 or 3 yards. Still going to be plus 10, maybe. As you know, he got back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be second down and about 10 for the Lancers. We mentioned this earlier. It's the running game that really sets up Rogers in the passing game. It started early. It's kind of stalled a little bit, but let's see what second down the coaching staff can call for the Lancers here. Rogers is going to break the huddle in the pistol. He's got Trayvon again. Now Trayvon's going to move to his right. 2 receivers on his right, 2 on his left. It's Wadlin back in the game, coming in motion. It's that jet sweep that we've mentioned. Wadlin's going to cut it upfield. He's going to gain about 3 or 4 yards on the second down play.
Not a bad run by Anthony, but they need a little more. It's left with third and fairly long here, third and about 7.
Long drive, a real need for this offense to put together a couple first downs, give that defense some rest, because they really stood on their head, made a game-changing play, and the offense would like to return the favor, give them a rest as much as they can.
3rd and 6, my mistake.
About the 41-yard line. George has got it back to his right. Got the hands to give the snap, and it's going to be Trayvon again. He's going to break a tackle. He's going to bust it up the gut.
He's going to hang on to that football.
And a jump on the pile.
Wow.
From a Windham Jaguar.
Great second effort by Trayvon. Here you're going to see him. Somebody gets an arm on him, and he just puts his head down and runs into a wall, but stays with it. And he's taken down by the student body of Jaguar country.
And at the end of the play, I mentioned it, Paul, that was number 50, Reed Lambert. It was a stall in the pile, and Lambert just said, you know what, the heck with it. I'm going to jump on top of this thing and see if we can get everybody down.
Well, he did move the pile down closer to the turf, I guess.
I guess so. Big run from Trayvon. Stevie Joseph back in the game, right behind Rogers.
Big first down for the Lancers there.
And we got 3 people with Rogers in the backfield here.
Yeah, different look.
Andrusano is one of them. Stevie going to try to run it up the gut, and he's going to get about 2 yards there on the play. And a tackle there by number 66 or 60. It's either Parker Francis or Athanasis Vogus for Windham.
Stevie's good job looking for his openings, but it was a good job by Windham defense to plug those holes.
It's a gain of 2 on the play, ball at the 48-yard line. And the brain trust from Malden Catholic will try to call another play. Rogers will trot back out onto the huddle. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, first time experiencing high school football, no real play clock, although the referees keep the clock and the time really to themselves for delay of game, but George has a chance to go to the sideline, get the call, and then run back into the huddle. He's got it back to his right. I believe that's Joseph again. Rogers is going to roll out to his right. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man, and what a catch!
Smitty!
We called it, Paul. Matthew Smith, no helmet, no problem. What a throw by Rogers on the run. What a catch by Matthew Smith. First down for the Lancers.
He is a happy guy making that reception.
12-yard line.
Biggest gain of the night offensively for Malden Catholic, other than the kickoff return, but a great throw and a great catch.
Really, Paul, the first good drive by the Lancers offense, and we're about 39 seconds left in the third quarter, but like we said earlier in the drive, giving that defense a chance to rest and maybe adding to the lead here. Stevie Joseph back in. It's going to be Noble coming on the draw, and we got a whistle and a flag, but by the reaction from the Lancers, this might be going the other way. Although offense is always trying to sell a call for an official as much as they could.
It's the same official that threw the procedure call. It's offside against the defense. Good call, Mike.
On the Jaguars.
So it's going to be a 1st and 5 for the Lancers, and it'll move the ball inside the 10.
Has been a really disciplined night for the Jaguars. Not many penalties, not many turnovers, but the first big one comes here in the third quarter. Moves the Lancers ever so closer to that goal line. Rogers back in the pistol, back with Joseph just behind him. Got 2 receivers out right, 2 receivers out left. Rogers got a man in motion, gonna fake it to Noble, gonna give it to Joseph. Stevie's gonna rumble his way, picked up some yardage, and I believe that was number 51, Robert Durkin.
Yeah, a little misdirection here as the whole flow seems to be going left, and then Joseph takes it back right, and as you call, Mike, good tackling underneath by Windham, and limited the gain by Joseph, and it sets up a 2nd and about 4 from the 5.
Looks like Malden Catholic offense. They're going to fake as if they're going to run a play, but that clock will hit 0. We are through 3, and in this tradition here in high school football, fans, as much as they can, will throw up those 4 fingers. We are headed to the fourth quarter. Your score, the Malden Catholic Lancers 15, the Windham Jaguars 13.
Since being founded in 1933 by James J. Nolan Sr., Nolan Insurance Company has been family-owned and operated by the Nolan family. Throughout our 85 years, our vision and mission has remained the same: to take care of our customers using a strong work ethic and family values, to treat you, our customer, as a member of our Nolan Insurance family. Our experienced team can analyze your insurance needs and suggest the best options for your home and auto insurance, commercial insurance, and much more. As an independent agency, we have only your best interests in mind. You'll find our dedicated staff is friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help at any of our 3 locations.
We are back for the fourth quarter. 12 minutes to decide a winner here. We're going to flop ends as the Malden Catholic offense down by the pit, the student section here. And Paul, holding on to that summer.
You got to get the cliches in there, knocking on the door.
I read up as to what to do. And that formation that worked in the first half, and big Hayden Ford going to plummet up the middle. First time in the second half we've seen that formation that worked so well for the Lancers in the first half, Paul.
I'll tell you, you got Hayden Ford and you got Alex Ventura. You got some big guys in there. You just run behind them, and you got Michael Zapatch, as you said, the tight end, number 87. They got some good size up front. Ben Howard's in there at left end. 1st and goal.
I don't think they're going to shy away from this formation too much. And it's going to be Hayden Ford again.
Yeah, we got a flag on the near side. Ford looks, I don't know what that is. They got 2 men in motion. Both of the wingmen were in motion. So
illegal shift called by the officials. Hayden Ford was in.
So now it's first and goal from about the 6.
So about 6 yards left for the
7,
Lancers.
actually, it goes out to the 7.
Big, but first and goal, so you gain a down, but you lose some yardage. And again, back to that formation. You got Wadlin and Noble on the right. You got Big Hayden Ford. And Hayden going to plow it ahead.
That is the word, plow it ahead. He wants the football.
We talked about the growth of this MC team, Malden Catholic, Paul. And, you know, we talked about the growth as terms of, you know, the mental aspect, but the kids have gotten bigger over this team. One of the things is the offensive line, Hayden Ford being one of them.
They get it inside the 5. It's second and about 4. Well, it's inside the 4. It's a long 3.
Correction, Hayden Ford on those last carries.
Well, crowd
There
favorite.
he is again.
Crowd favorite, getting the ball again. Going to get it down to about the 1 yard line.
Ford on the carry.
No need to change the play call here.
Well, it was Brearley last drive for Windham. It's Ford right now for Malden Catholic.
That ball's inside the 2.
This would be a great sponsorship, Paul. Hayden Ford. See if he can get a truck out of this deal if he gets a touchdown. I mean, somebody's got to have an F-150 towed up for him. Going to be behind Rogers again. Wadlin to the right, Noble to the left. George, going to take the snap. It's going to be Rogers. Pushed by Ford.
Pushing.
Quarterback sneak.
And no arms in the air yet. They got a one pile him, and there's a touchdown signal.
Late touchdown signal, but a QB sneak. George Rogers, Hayden Ford pushing in.
George Rogers.
Comes at 2:06 of quarter number 4 and ups the lead to 8 by Malden Catholic with a chance to tack on an extra point here. I believe it's David Azzolino out of the hold by George Rogers.
Azzolino's kick is good. So the score now for the Lancers up 9, 22-13. Paul, appreciate you taking over there. Had some technical difficulties, but flawless time to turn in by you. And got about 9:54 left in the fourth quarter, and Malden Catholic lead back up to 9.
Yeah, that's a big extra point by Azzolino. The 22-13 lead makes it a 2-score game. And Malden Catholic, more importantly, had to get the mojo back on that drive. And some great running and some great field calls and a terrific long bomb, which started the drive, or it was early on in the drive. And that got them down close, that combination of Rogers to Smith that we were hoping we'd see some of tonight, if you're a Malden Catholic fan. I want to take a moment to give a shout out if he's watching. The athletic director at Windham High is John Hall, and John's been out sick for a bit. We hope he's recovering and is going to be back at school this week. But great job by the athletic department up there at Windham, and John Hall, get well and be back to 100%.
John and, of course, the athletic directors here, Bill Raycraft and Matt Blair. Bill and Matt, former athletic directors up at Windham High, so great communication between those two. Azzolino's going to kick it off, and I believe that's Brearley again with the return, and what a play there for Malden Catholic. Phil Thompson, the junior, number 24, got down there and tackled him right about the 14-yard line. What coverage by Thompson.
Really is shaken up. It's a leg injury. He's being helped off over there by teammate Griffith Driscoll. And Brearley now is going to walk it off. He was the main event on their previous series.
Windham High School first.
They would miss him.
From their own 14-yard line.
Still in at quarterback is number 24, Adrian Bergman, the sophomore who took over for starter and senior, or rather junior, Kevin Murphy.
So it looks like it's going to be Bergman here for the fourth quarter, and Brearley's going to go off for a play. So let's see who's behind.
Bergman signaling the wideout up the top of the screen. And gives up the middle.
To give up the middle by Bergman, and a tackle by a couple of Lancers. And let's see here who comes out of the pile. It was Richard Indersano from Malden Catholic who seemed to be on the carry, and it was Hayden Tedesco who got the carry for Windham.
Number 45.
It's a gain of about 1 or 2 yards. Yeah, they'll call it 2. So second down and 8 for Windham.
I think that might be Peary 38 in there.
Hand off. Bergman going to throw it. And it's going to be intercepted. Luca Matos with a diving catch.
Dove in front. It was intended for Chris Brearley. And Bergman just couldn't get enough on it, and it floated up there, and Matos came underneath and made the diving pick, as you see. And MC in business with the turnover inside the 35 of Windham.
It's been the defense, it's been the turnover battle, really, for the Lancers that have got them in the lead so far this game. And we'll be interested to see what the offensive approach is for the Lancers. They're at about the 33-yard line. So, I don't know, probably not Hayden Ford time just yet. A little bit far back for the big fella. Give him a rest. It looks like it's going to be Trayvon Turner who will be the back in with Rogers. Rogers will have a receiver to each one of his sides, and Anthony Noble in the backfield as sort of a tight end out right. Rogers under center, going to take the pitch. It's going to be Trayvon Turner. It's going to be a pass. He's got Noble wide open. Oh, and Noble just dropped it. It was a little bit behind, but
we're going to see this again. The defense collapses. They think it's a sweep on Trayvon Turner, and he arches it down the field. Noble wide open, and the ball just hung up, and Anthony couldn't collect it, and it goes as an incomplete pass. Tough one.
Coach Gaff in the fourth quarter, up 9. He's not shying away from anything. Calling a trick play on a first down.
Love it.
It's really the exploration of the offense so far tonight from Malden Catholic, but coming up just short on the pass was Trayvon, but a brilliant play call. Now Stevie Joseph comes back in.
And they're in that formation again where they've got more than the full house backfield.
It's going to
set up blockers.
It's going to be Stevie. He's going to be running around. He's going to take a hit, but he's going to keep on trucking along.
What a play by 52 in white, Robert Hamway. You're going to see him come up and make a one-on-one tackle on Stevie right here, just as he turns the corner. Here's the tackle by Hamway. Wow.
Hamway laid the hit. Stevie took it, fell backwards, probably gained a couple inches, if not another yard on the play.
Yeah, they give him a yard and a half, 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 10. 3rd and 8, my man.
3rd and 8, 32. More than likely, probably 4 down territory. Although,
at this point, absolutely.
Azzolino would probably see if he could try, but I think Coach Gaff would probably say 2 down, if anything. It's going to be a pass from Rogers. He's going to fire it right down the middle. And guess who? We talked about it. Matthew Smith.
Yeah,
sitting
no
about the 20-yard line.
No need to worry about 4 down territory. Great catch by Smith. Great pitch and catch here. And Ryan Doherty on the coverage, but Smith, great job of feeling his way in that open area there. And great delivery by Rogers, moving to his left, by the way.
We talked about 2 things at the beginning of the game, Paul. Rogers moving out of the pocket and making throws, and his connection with Matthew Smith, both coming up huge here in the fourth quarter.
They'll stay on schedule here. Clock under 8 minutes. They'd love to take another 2 or 3 minutes off and end up in the end zone.
Michael Zapak in at tight end, Stevie Joseph back in running back, and Stevie's going to go right up the middle, gain about 2 or 3 yards. Stevie really being the workhorse back for this Malden Catholic team.
A lot of bodies here in the middle as he hits the right tackle area. And pretty good tackling there by Windham as they stack him up. Picks up a couple of yards. I think Hamway was in there again. They'll give him a 2 or 3 on the play, called 2nd and 7.
Second down and 7, as you correctly say, Paul. Rogers coming off the sideline, getting the play call, going to break the huddle. Joseph back with him. Got 1 receiver out to the left, got 2 to the right. At the 12-yard line, just under 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Now Joseph comes right next to Rogers to his right. Going to fake the give, going to give it to Noble. That RPO bubble screen. And Noble's going to be driven back at about the 6-yard line.
They're going to be short of the first down, but that's by far the most successful play they run out of that call all day. Parker Francis came up to make the tackle, number 66.
Injury timeout. Noble's the one that's down. He got the hit, he protected the ball, and then didn't really move, and someone else for the Lancers.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys getting attended to on the sidelines a few minutes ago. I think some of these guys are cramping up. I mean, it was 80 degrees at game time, and playing in warm weather, it's hydration. And those cramps can come into play, especially in the second half. And as you said, Mike, a couple of guys down on the field right now for the Lancers. And this is where, you know, they've been through camp, they've been through summer camp and scrimmages, and being in shape. They're all in shape, but you get game time and it changes kind of the speed you go at, and the hits are a little stronger, and it's just a different phenomenon from what they've been going through. So it's real for the first time this season.
Noble's back up.
Yep.
Going to walk off under his own power, although I don't know, looks a little woozy, but
we hope that's the dangers, getting hit in the head, and that's why they've got the concussion protocol. I didn't see him get hit in the head, but he went down hard.
I'm not sure who was the one that was getting stretched right along the side. Might have been one of the offensive linemen, but nonetheless, clock's going to continue to run. About 6:20. Actually, no, clock's going to stop here for an injury timeout. Of course, 6:26 left in the 4th quarter.
It's 3rd and a long 4 from about the 8-yard line.
Yep, and well, inside the 10, 3rd down and 5. Look who's back in the game.
Closer to 5, you're right.
It's going to be the pitch to Wadland. They faked it to Ford, and Windham's not fooled at all.
I think that's Parker Francis, 66 again on this tackle.
Yep, Parker Francis.
Number 66, Parker Francis with the stop.
With the stop.
Great read by 66 Francis, the junior.
2 yards on the play.
So it's 4th down.
It's 4th down. Now this might be
4th down.
This might be a situation where we might consider it.
Yeah, he'd go up by 12. Azzolino is making himself known there to the coaches. He wants to go in and kick it. It would be about a 28-yarder.
We're going to have a timeout from Malden Catholic, and Coach Gaff is going to discuss it with his team.
Well, this is what you have a kicker for, I would say, but I'm glad I'm not on the coaching sidelines to make that call.
It was Azzolino, I believe, who was the only kicker really on the team for the Lancers. Last year it was him and Gail Cirillo. Cirillo no longer on the roster, so it looks like it's Azzolino. And really, based on last year, it was Azzolino who had the longer leg and the longer distance. Really, he could kick it. So
yeah, there was another player, number 83, was practicing kicking, but I don't see him on the roster, so he may be the backup kicker. See Anthony Noble stretching. It's a good thing it doesn't look like it's a head injury.
That's always the thing you're worried about, like you said, Paul. So regardless of what ends up happening here, it's a 2-score game, 9 point difference. So regardless of what happens, it's a 2-possession game for Windham.
So they'll forego the field goal attempt, it looks like, and line up to run a play.
And it's 4th down.
4th and long 5, short 6 here.
It's going to be Rogers in the pistol. He's got Joseph now coming right alongside to his right. Smith and Wallen out right. Rogers is going to roll right. He's going to keep it. He's going to try to get in. Did he roll over?
He's got at least a 1st down, I would say. And they're going to mark him down. Looks like it's inside the 2-yard line now. Matt Smith hobbling off the field.
I believe it was
Might be
Rogers.
the first time Rogers has run the ball tonight.
I believe it was Rogers who rolled over. I think Matt kind of caught his own thing. Rogers rolled over on his wide receiver. And Matt's getting attended to on the sidelines, but we'll keep with the ball. Luka Matos is going to come into the game for the Lancers.
Yeah, my mistake, Rogers ran it for 2 yards in to the end zone last possession. And we don't see big Hayden Ford in there, so it might be Rogers again, and he ducks his head and takes it in from 1 yard out.
Again, QB sneak, George Rogers again, right behind that big offensive line. That's going to extend the Malden Catholic lead 28-13. 2 QB sneaks for George on the night, 2 touchdowns.
It looks like they're not immediately lining up for the kick. No, Azzolino is in there, so they will try to tack on point number 29 and make it a 16-point lead.
Believe we're going to have a stop. We have another Lancer getting stretched out just at the R at the back of the end zone. But you mentioned it, Paul. It was about 80 degrees when we started tonight. It's about now 8 o'clock, so it's probably dropped down, but it's only dropped down to about 70 degrees. Still hot, still warm, and these kids' cramps are coming into fruition here.
We're going to score, I think it's at halftime, St. John's Prep leading Londonderry, another New Hampshire team, a neighbor of Windham, 20-0 up in Danvers.
That was a matchup in the New Hampshire State Playoffs, that first round, Londonderry against Windham. St. John's Prep, of course, along with Malden Catholic, a Catholic Conference team. As we've hit about 74 degrees right now on a Friday night here in Malden. Perfect night for a Friday football. So I believe now getting up, a little hunched over, but walking, I believe is going to be the other captain, Richard Avery. He's going to walk, got a little bit of a limp, but walking to the sideline. So Azzolino in, and
Londonderry's on the board. It's 20-8.
And a fumbled snap by Rogers on the PAT. So score will remain 28-13. Again, that formation for Malden Catholic. One center, a wall set up to the left, and one receiver out right. They were going to kick it anyway with just the one center, but Rogers with the fumbled snap.
Yeah,
Really?
sometimes, they faked it one time and they snapped it directly to Noble previously, and he ran it in for 2. So, you never know. Maybe they have a play where Rogers gets the snap and stands up and throws a pass, and maybe they were anticipating that.
So, score update, 28-13, Malden Catholic, 4:42 left in the game. We got kickoff coming out. And I believe, let's see who is back for Windham. I believe one of them is Alex Aldrich, the sophomore. And then right next to him,
Might be the older Brearley on the far side.
yeah, I believe that's Chris that is back there. And we have not seen Michael, I believe, since he limped off at the start of the 4th, late in the 3rd. Azzolino's going to do the kickoff duties, as always, for Malden Catholic. Not necessarily, we still got a lot of time left in this game, and especially when we see the quick strike ability of Windham. So job not done yet here in Malden. As Azzolino's going to put his right through foot, going to drift to about the 20-yard line. It's going to roll right out of bounds. As Alex Aldridge's going to watch it out of bounds, a flag on the play. So the ball will come out to, I believe, the 35-yard line for Windham. So penalty on Azzolino, kickoff going out of bounds. For those of you watching at home, we have not gotten that new kickoff rule yet in high school football as we have in college, in the NFL. So run and start for both teams, and it could lead to some exciting returns like we saw earlier in the game with Bryce Summers, who I'm looking on the sidelines right now, and
they're going to kick it again. They can. I think their option is to send them back 5 yards further.
So Azzolino will get another shot. Put his tee down at the 35-yard line. Again, Aldridge and Beersley will be back for Windham. Trying to see Matt Smith went off. And Richard Avery, both are walking. Smith standing just to the right of us. Avery got a helmet back on. Good to see both guys walking around, and a squib kick. It's going to get picked up by Windham, and a good tackle there. I believe Stevie Joseph, who's been in running back, has got a tackle now, and in addition to him, there was another Lancer, number 41, who was not on our play sheet, unfortunately, Paul, but he was in there as well. So Windham will take over at about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, I think that is number 20, Katrobis, I think is the running back set up now with Bergman.
Yes, is Bergman still in there, quarterback?
Yeah, Bergman's done a good job, the sophomore, coming on a relief when Kevin Murphy was dinged up. And I hope Murph's okay, but he has not seen any action here in the second half. Did come back for a couple of plays after going out in the second quarter, but it's early in the season. You don't want to be playing with fire and getting injured for the whole season.
Bergman has really run that option mostly as the quarterback. I believe he's only thrown maybe 1 or 2 passes since he's come in, really quarterbacked that offense, as I believe we now have fixed a chain issue on the far sideline. That is all set and ready to go, so we'll have first down.
Yeah, I think Peary's the running back in there, 38.
Yep, Matthew Peary, the sophomore, right behind Bergman. As Bergman is going to take the snap, he's going to give it.
It's Peary, I believe.
Peary's going to take it to about the 40-yard line, maybe just before, call it the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good. There's the option and the give to Peary, and there's Dylan Clow again in on the tackle, along with Pena. Those two have been very active defensively.
Clow and Pena stepped up, 39-yard line, second down 7 as a keeper for Windham.
It's Peary again.
Peary again, and we've seen this a couple times. It was Beersley, now it's Peary. Same guys for Windham.
Yeah, Clow again on the tackle, along with Richard Indrasano in the middle.
So third down here for Windham, about 4, as the scoreboard says. Bergman in the pistol, gonna take it, he's gonna throw it, got a short slant, just out of the reach of number 31, Christopher Beerley, the senior, the older brother.
Yeah, this is, didn't look like a bad pass, but it almost looked like Beerley lost it in the lights. That's a little bit out of his reach, a little bit wide, and fourth down, this may be a situation where they have to go for it.
Luca Matos was cheering Beerley just in case. He caught it. He was right at the sticks when Beerley was in the vicinity of that ball, but Bregman will break the huddle in the pistol. Fourth down for Windham. He's got Christopher Beerley on the pitch. And Beerley's going to cut it upfield, and he's going to get hit, but he's forward progress. is going to get the first down for Windham. So they'll move the chains here on fourth down, excuse me.
Knocked out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
That was a good run.
Windham High School will take over first and 10.
You know, I think that was Peary again, 38. Or it might have been 30. I mean, it's just Hayden Tedesco. Tough to tell.
It was
first down.
It was Clough on the cut, and Bregman's going to go deep, way down, and short his receiver. And again, we talked about the youngsters stepping up tonight for the Lancers. Jaheim Lawson runs step for step with the wide
Lawson's
receiver.
actually got a better chance on this ball than the receiver for Windham, and nice coverage there by Lawson. He's doing a great job at cornerback tonight.
We talked about the juniors and the seniors, but it's been the sophomores and the juniors really tonight, Paul, for the Lancers have stepped up big. It's a deep team, it looks like. Bregman he's going to roll out to his left, he's going to pass, he's going to step up, and he's going to get hit just behind the line of scrimmage. Well, we talked about the underclassmen, but there's one of the familiar faces, Big Ben Howard, with the sack just behind the line.
Yeah, it looked like he might have wanted to give that, make that handoff, but he kept it and paid the price. 3rd and 11.
47-yard line is where the ball. Bregman talking to receivers out left, changing the play. Bregman's going to roll out. He's going to pitch it to the right. It's Hayden Tedesco, and he's going to get stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. Lucas Acuna at about the 40-yard line with the stop. And it's 4th down and long, and I cannot stress long at about the 40-yard line for Windham. It's 4 down territory, but a long way to go for the Jaguars.
Yeah, it's about 18 yards they need.
Clock is running. We're under 2 minutes. This could be the ball game right here for Windham. Can they get a chance? Keep the game going and maybe keep this up. Bregman's going to pump. He's going to roll out right.
It's Pena again with the sack.
Giovanni's been all over the field, chased Bregman down, and got the sack.
Turns the corner and doesn't stop, and there he gets the quarterback Bergman from behind and have a ball game there, Giovanni Pena. Great job by that MCD. They strung it out better late as the game wore on. Windham kind of picked them apart a little bit in the 3rd and in the 2nd quarters, but 4th quarter they've strung them out and gotten separation on the scoreboard, so they're able to do that, take a different approach, and have played very well defensively. And now Ben Howard is stretching out on the near side. He had the tackle on the previous play. Good game defensively for Ben, couple of sacks.
As Rogers will take the knee, first knee for MC, and I think Jack Byrne is gonna take off the headset and say, we'll head up north. It's really a great all-around team. We mentioned, you came in, you had Howard, Rogers among the players, but it's been Pena, Clough, Lawson, all these younger guys for MC that really led the way in this game, Paul.
Yeah, that's encouraging, and the coaching staff sees things paying off, that they've put in the work, and they like to get rewarded and get the victory. And it's a good win. Good win.
Yeah,
it's a good win tonight for the Lancers.
George is going to take a second knee right now. We're about 50 seconds from the end of the game. Probably time maybe for one more knee for George. But we'll see what goes on here. And the pit, the MC student section on Hawaiian night here at Donovan Field. Everybody in their floral shirts, everybody decked out. It's going to go home. It's going to be, everybody's going to enjoy the weekend, really, for this MC community. Snap, knee, Rogers.
The clock will run down from 13 to 12 to 11, and a good opening night win for the Lancers. as they take down Windham,
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of tonight's
28-13.
Malden Catholic.
Great game all around. It was the special teams and defense for Malden Catholic that really carried the load. Offense showed up late, but showed up big in the late third, early fourth quarter. A couple QB sneaks from George.
Yeah, to your point, Michael, the scoring went this way. Opening up the ball game, they wasted little time, and Bryce Summers returned the opening kickoff some 84 yards for a touchdown. And that came in 11 seconds of the opening quarter. Azalino added the point. It was 7-0 before people had sat down. And then they added a touchdown on the last play of the first quarter. It came at 11:55 when Ben Howard deflected a pass attempt by Windham in the end zone, knocked it in the air, it fell right in the arms of Richard Avery for a touchdown. And they went for two, and Anthony Noble ran it in. It was 15-0. Second quarter did belong to Windham. They scored twice at 3:38, a 49-yard run by Cotrobus. And the point after touchdown rush was stopped. So it was 15-6. At the 12-minute mark, Murphy with a terrific 35-yard touchdown pass to Michael Lisa, and the conversion by Clementi was good. That made it 15-13. That would be all the points Windham would score all night long. The second half belonged to Windham early, but they couldn't move the ball down and score, and Malden Catholic couldn't score either. There was no scoring in the third quarter. The fourth quarter, 2 touchdowns in the quarter, a 2-yard run by George Rogers, Azalino with the point after at 2:06, and then a 1-yard run in by George Rogers at 7:18. And a point after touchdown, there was a muffed snap, so that was no good. The final score 28-13, but as you called it, Mike, the offense looked better, especially in the fourth quarter. Momentum, they connected on a couple of pass plays, and that Rogers to Smith combination, we'll see a lot more of that. We didn't see a lot of it tonight. It was a little bit stalled getting underway, but they connected a couple of times, and that looks good for the future. Rogers is certainly a veteran signal caller. He'll run the offense. A lot of guys ran in on the offense and did a good job, and good things to come.
It's going to be an interesting first 4 games for these Lancers. Next up for them, they will travel to Bedford High School next week and try to avenge another loss. It was a 20-13 loss here at home last year for the Lancers in that game against Bedford. They will travel there next week to try to avenge a loss like they did here against Windham High School. And it's tradition here in Boston. It's dirty water playing all night long for the Lancers. The student section has stormed the field, and Windham, they will return with a loss on their record, but this team is definitely going to be a player in the New Hampshire State tournaments. It really, Paul, it was just a jittery game for Windham. A couple turnovers, some penalties late in the game, but I don't think this team is going to go anywhere, especially in the New Hampshire playoffs.
Well, Michael Walsh, great job tonight. Great to have you on board. Andrew Peridot, getting your feet wet here behind the camera in production. Colin Barkin, the professor, terrific job as usual. And my name's Paul McNamara. It's great having all of you with us on Be Big Live tonight and throughout the season here on Malden Catholic Football. And our thanks to Bill Raycraft and, of course, Matt Blair and all the administration at Malden Catholic. Again, a salute to Jim Donovan Sr., who was honored tonight at halftime, a legend here at MC, and more than a tip of the hat to Mr. Donovan. Thanks for all he's done for Malden Catholic.
Absolutely.
So the final score for the final time, the Lancers win their season opener 28-13 over Windham. A good effort and a good show all around, and I think if everybody drinks a lot of water and stays hydrated, things will be fine.
Exactly.
Thanks everyone for being with us. Great to have you here. 28-13 win for the Lancers. Good night, have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon on Be Big Live.